Oh man, here we are. Hey, welcome back to the Dutch and Denver podcast. I'm Dutch and I am in or around Denver, and we're back. Hey, 2 weeks in a row. That's quite the accomplishment. Lots to go over this week. Probably sports, obviously sports. And then a little bit of politics because you know the fucking debate and all that god awful nonsense. But hey, uh, let's do sports first. It's not gonna be a happy day. Oops, I mean keyboard. Okay, not a good day or not a good week. Um, I guess we'll start with the Buffs who played Nebraska. They are really fucking bad. I mean, really bad. Okay. First, I don't even know where to start. Like, this is Nebraska Buffs. Like, how do you come out that shitty? You get your asses kicked, man. Well, it was 28-10. They got their asses kicked. Watch the football game, nerd. Okay. I talked about this earlier, but I'm officially the Buffs are a gimmick. Okay. Deion Sanders is a money-making gimmick. He's not a good coach. His son's not a good quarterback. His other son is always hurt. He's not a good coach. We are not a good football team. That doesn't mean we're not going to make millions and millions of dollars off of merchandising now. So, you know, we're not going to win football games, but we're going to sell a lot of black and gold, which I'm fine with. Because maybe that'll get us a whole bunch of money. And then when we fire Deion Sanders, we have a bunch of money to use to actually win football games. That's what I want. I want to win football games. But yeah, let's talk about it. They are 100. They are worse than they were last year. The offensive line is fucking terrible, man. They are really, really bad. Shedeur Sanders has the same problem he's always had. He holds on to the ball too long. Now, you guys might be like, well, wouldn't that be a coaching thing? Yeah, probably. If I knew my quarterback is a moron and makes terrible decisions, I would call plays that gets the ball out of his hand in a couple seconds. They don't do that, though. They let him hold on to it too long. He takes a sack or he runs around, whatever. He's not a great quarterback. I'm sorry. I know ESPN and everybody's like, yeah, he's in the he is not in the Heisman at all. I don't want him on my NFL team. Holy shit. Yeah, he's not as good as you think he is, or that people say he is. He's not a good quarterback. He makes bad decisions. He takes too long. Yeah, every once in a while he can run around and make good throw. But I mean, Christ, I could throw the ball to Travis Hunter. That kid's a little weirdo dressing up like a furry, but he's still a good football player. Like, he's a great football player for college. He's going to die in the NFL. He's too small, and there's no way he can play both ways. Shiloh, the other kid, he broke his arm, like the third player, whatever, dumb. And then we have the rest of the team that's in shambles. The offensive line is non-existent. They are horrible at their jobs. The defense, terrible. So nothing has changed except we've made more money and Shedeur has a rap career, which good for him, man. I'm happy for him. The Buffs suck, though. Like, this is Deion Sanders needs to be fucking fired. Like, I guess we can milk the cow and get some money out of it, but he needs to go back to like D2 or whatever the fuck he was. He is not a D1 collegiate coach. Okay. I mean, unless they win out, I'll put it that way. Then I'll change my tune. But no, and it's like we have rumors going around that he told the band not to play the fight song after a touchdown so they could play Shedeur's rap. I don't know if that's true or not, but It sounds like it could be true. And that should never be the case. You know, I mean, again, I know you want to sell your commercials and your sunglasses and your, all this crap, but come on, man. I just want you to win football games. And that's the other thing. Like, you talk a lot of shit, which I'm on board with, but you have to back it up a little bit. Like, you don't even back it up at all. You're like, yeah, man, we're coming. We're the best. I ain't hard to find. And then you get slaughtered. I mean, it's funny at this point. You suck. Which, I mean, maybe some players shouldn't be coaches. Like, don't get me wrong. Deion, probably the best defensive back ever. He's a shitty D1 coach. And if he's doing like a Lamar Ball thing, where he's just trying to get his crappy kids paid, I can respect that. I don't have to like it, though. And if CU was dumb enough to fall for that bait, that's on them, not me. If I was making the decisions, I don't know who I would have hired. Me. I could do a better job than him. I at least know the importance of an offensive line with a dumb, slow quarterback. Which, I mean, Shedeur is a dumb, slow quarterback. Like, he makes terrible decisions. He takes too long with a football. Come on. All right, so the Buffs are the gimmick. Which, I mean, I'm good with that, I guess. We're going to sell some shit, make a bunch of money, and be good later. But let's not let this experiment go too far, right? Let's get rid of him pretty soon. Unless he wins out, and then I'll change my tune. Because that's what I can do. SC looks great. Like we talked about the week before, I don't see them losing a football game. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I have nothing to say about the defense is still a little. I mean, they did play the Little Sisters of the Poor, but they showed up better. Offense, I'm not worried about. Like, good. This week will be a test. Well, I'm not even sure it'll be a test because I'm pretty sure we play the losers this week, right? Michigan. Which that's the other point is, these guys are Michigan. Okay, cool. Awesome. But I think we have a bye. Yeah, we have a bye this week. We have 2 byes for some reason. Doesn't matter. But then we play Michigan. Which, speaking of Michigan, duh, they suck. They were handed a national championship last year. They cheated. They did all this stuff. They had everyone on their team, but, and then they get, absolutely routed by Texas, which Texas, don't get me wrong, Texas is a good football team. They're not, yeah, they're good. They're very good. Texas or Michigan's super bad, though. Okay. Just like Notre Dame. Man, you cannot lose to Northern Illinois or whoever Indiana, whoever the fuck you lost to. There's a short on the Twitter, like an SEC thing that you should go watch. It's hilarious. Like SEC, like emergency room, or I don't know. Hilarious. But yeah, man, once again, Notre Dame, Michigan, all super duper overrated. Ohio State is going to be overrated too. They played no one of any significance ever until they have to play each other, which if you're both overrated fucks, it doesn't matter. You're still playing no one of no significance. And then the NCAA just lets you go through. You get some choice calls. You get some bullshit because your team makes money. I get it. But we got to stop pretending like these are good football teams. These are money-making football teams, like the Buffs. They're not a good football team. They're a money-making football team. Michigan, Notre Dame, Ohio State are not good football teams. They are money-making football teams. And we can't not have them in the playoffs because NCAA needs money or wants money. And the NFL needs money too off of these kids. It's all about the money. Trust me. If all this crap was free, you'd have a much, much different setup. But, I mean, Michigan's a bum. Notre Dame's a bum. They're all bums, except for SC and Texas. Georgia, obviously, good football teams. But, I mean, it's fun. The bets did not go well. We're not even going to talk about the bets this week. They were B-A-D bad. Even the NFL. Which that brings me to the NFL. Okay, did we have a podcast for the before or after the stupid Brazil game? Let's get the chew out so we don't have to. We'll pop into it in a minute. All right, the Brazil game. Let's talk about that. The field apparently was a shit show. And Jordan Love is hurt now. Out for the season, torn ACL. Okay. Was it the field's fault or was it something else? Because if it was the field, then blame the NFL. But there's nothing you can do about that. The NFL is too big to fail. They're assholes. They don't care about anyone but money. They'll be like, we care about player safety. Do you really care about player safety, or do you just want your fancy players to a little chew up there? Your fancy players to, be there all the time. I think you care more about that. So the Brazil game was probably kind of stupid. Let's talk about the Broncos and our Bo Nix. I'm not entirely sure because I can't remember. I know you guys will call me on this, or somebody will. I'm pretty sure I was not like a super duper fan of Bo Nix as a pick. You know what I mean? But, number 12, first round quarterback. I don't know, buddy. Well, we're going to go with I didn't like it to pick. And it turns out I was right. He isn't even close to ready for the NFL. And a couple things showed me that he probably never will be. But let's just start with, did someone explain to little Bo over here, like, hey, dude, guys in the NFL are much, much faster than your little college buddies? Because he had a lot of throws that were very late. And I don't know if it's a timing issue or an arm strength issue. I want to believe it's an arm strength issue, because he does this little like sidearm. I've never seen him come over the top, and like it's this sidearm, like a Bernie Kosar kind of thing. I did it. That was why I never made it to college football. I was, shoulder pad, whatever. But man, is he way behind and way slow on throws. That I think is a skill issue that I'm not sure we can fix. Because, you did have preseason games and all of training camp. And were you guys not running at full speed during training camp? Or, what? Why are you still throwing way behind the receiver? Not even a little bit, way behind. Okay, there's one. Now we can talk about the receivers. The throws that he did make, they dropped. They suck. Sutton sucks. They're all bad except for that one lengthy rookie motherfucker. Okay, I wouldn't even say he's good. He caught the ball. Yeah, if your receivers can't catch the few good throws you throw, fuck them. And you can't throw good anyway. And when you do, they drop it. Problem. Okay. Also, your reads, terrible reads, man. But he threw in a triple, quadruple, ridiculous coverage multiple times. Terrible. He's not there yet. I don't know if he'll ever get there. I don't think he will. I think this was a bad pick, but whatever. Also, run the damn ball, dude. Like, I don't know what the stat was, but our runs averaged like 4.3 a play or 3.4. I don't know. And our throwing was like 2.7. Okay? Run the damn ball. I know Shea used to say all that shit about the Cowboys, but now it's a Broncos thing, man. Run the damn ball. I don't know why we have 4 running backs either. And then the guy fumbles and he's right back in. I miss the days of Shanahan. Like, if you fumbled, he would stare you down like little Hitler and you weren't coming back. That game, probably not the next. Okay? I don't believe in these second chance shit. You're in the NFL fucking L. If you fumble, you're done for the game, bitch. Okay, so run the damn ball. Because also, Sean Payton, I do not like him. I think he's a bad coach. He's too old. He doesn't know what's going on anymore. And people are like, oh, no, let me tell you. Little Bo threw like 40 times that game. I don't know who in their right mind has their veteran quarterback throw 40 times in a game that you led for a good portion of that game. I mean, that's crazy. Much less your struggling rookie quarterback who's never played in the NFL and is too dumb to get out of college before he's 25. Like, whose idea was it for Bo to throw 40 plus times? That's a terrible fucking game plan. On top of that, the Seahawks gave us 2 safeties, 2 in the first half. How do you get 2 safeties in the first half and not fucking win a football game? That's insane to me, man. So not only do you have your rookie quarterback throwing 40 times, he can't throw past the line of scrimmage. Most of these were like dump things for 1 yard and then, or screens or something stupid like that, and went for, no yards. The net throw, it's like a 1 yard pass, went for 1 yard. That's dumb. And then we stopped running the football. Run the damn ball, nerd. And do not put the fumbler in. This is not hard. But that you don't know about NFL. Trust me, this part I do know. It's like I've seen a couple people who are like, watching the Detroit game on was it Sunday or Monday? Doesn't matter. It's like watching a different game. The Broncos aren't even playing the same sport. I mean, the Seahawks handed us that game, and we found a way to lose. I mean, they covered, so let's not sell us short on that. The gambling still went through, but as a fan, that was fucking embarrassing. Like, just terrible, horrible receivers, and the defense. I mean, they held for a little bit, but also the times they held, Seattle's offense was completely fucking useless. And then when they finally did something, our defense was completely useless. And I don't want to hear shit about Surtain. That guy isn't worth the half of what we pay him. But Metcalf didn't have any. A, they didn't throw to Metcalf that often. Okay. B, the guy had 2 crucial PI calls. I don't care if you think they were right or not. They happened. Okay. And then the rest of our defense is just shit on a stick. When it counts, yeah, great stat. Great before when, Seattle's offensive line lets you kill the quarterback. Awesome. But as soon as they started blocking, we're like, well, we're done. It's just, I mean, it is problem after problem after problem after. There was no, I I guess the only bright spot was the defense is good against a really shitty, discombobulated team. Because in the second half, they destroyed our defense. And you can't say they were tired. Because, Jesus, they turned that ball over so many times with fucking picks and safeties and shit. There's no way they were tired. It's bad coaching it's a bad coach with bad players and a bad game plan and just bad. I mean, they're 10-point, 9.5-point underdogs in Seattle. Come on. Or Seattle's coming here. I don't know. That's the other thing. Fuck Russell Wilson. You're inactive, bitch, and you still dress out. You definitely photo opportunity. Fucking loser. Let's see. The Giants are really fucking bad too, and so are the Panthers. Giants and Panthers, I guess, are going to Germany. Feel bad for Germany, but you guys kind of deserve it. Let's see. Oh man, it sucks when your teams are like this pathetic, but you still have people who are actually no, it just sucks when your team is this pathetic. I mean, people on board are just fucking idiots. There's nothing good that came of this. I mean, it just was bad. Buffs, Broncos, whatever. All right. This probably be a short one tonight. Who knows? Let's talk a little bit of like goings on around the world. Update on the Aurora situation. It's still a whole bunch of he said, she said, which to me is, how do we not have an answer? I mean, I know the answer. Gangs took over a building or two, maybe three. Okay. And what the crazies on the other side are doing are like, well, you guys said they took all over Aurora. And it's like, no, we didn't. We said a couple. They're like, well, they're not there now. It's like, well, of course not. If your gang's on national, international news, you're not going to hang around. You're going to move on. Good God. But yeah, the point is that this all happened. And people on the left, and I'm even going to shit on people on the right. The mayor, is it Mike Kaufman? He's like, no, man. I mean, maybe, but a long time ago. Scumbags. They're all scumbags. This is absolutely happening or happened. And they all swept it under the rug. And then the few people that spoke out, like the mayor's like, hey, man, I just want this to get fixed. And then the girl who's still hollering about it, she's just using this for political gain. Okay, well, so are you, asshole, because you're the mayor. You don't want to have a bad reputation of your city, third largest city in Colorado. And it's political gain for you, too. It's just which one of you is telling the truth. I don't think any of them really are, honestly. And the left is absolutely like, none of this has ever happened. You know, sky is green. They've got their head up their ass. And then people on the right are going that way. And then some people are like, yeah, they're taking over all of Aurora. I think it's somewhere in the middle. And I think that our government works slowly and ineffectively. And when the story came to light, the gangs are like, oh, shit, we got to get the fuck out of here. And they got the fuck out of there. And the one lady, man, I can't remember her name. It's DD something. Those are her initials. I think it's like Diana. It's not Diana DeGette, but whatever. She's like, I'm getting emails that they moved to a new apartment complex. I 100% believe they've done that. And people are trying to blame it on, that's right. This is what I forgot. All right. So on one of the shows I listened to, they had the mayor on, and the mayor, because they're blaming it on slumlords. And somebody's blaming it on gangs. And what I'm saying is that the reason the gangs took over is because a slumlord ran it and it was like available. You know, if you they weren't paying attention because they're slumlords, so the gang was like, "Oh, this is an opportunity. Let's go." Okay, that's what happened. I would almost guarantee it. I will guarantee it. Okay, that's absolutely what happened. So then they hit national and international news because Australian friends were like, "Hey man, is this really going on?" It's like, "Oh, it definitely is." And then the game's like, "All right, we gotta get the fuck out of here. We're on TV. Let's go somewhere else." Okay, and now the slumlord is just sitting there like with this piece of shit property. So Aurora went in there, and I don't know, Aurora, the attorney, whoever, was like, "Hey man, you need to fix this shit and go back to property managing, and we'll drop all the charges against you for being a slumlord." And I don't know what they're doing. They're like, why don't you just buy it from us or somebody else? Blah blah blah. It doesn't matter. The point is that on the little radio show, the mayor Mike Kaufman was like, "We'll give these people like cops to go in there and retake control of the property." Okay, retake control from who? And the guy's like, "Oh well, I mean, there's people that are not paying rent. Like they've admitted to squatting. It's like, okay, do you need cops to go in and tell the squatters to start paying rent?" But that's not what you said. You said we will give you cops to go in there and retake control of the property. Retake control from who? The squatters are running it? I mean, that's just as bad. I mean, I guess armed gang is a little bit worse than squatters taking over buildings, but it's just as bad. What do you need armed guards in there for? Like, why do they have to go help you regain control? Could it be because there is an actual Venezuelan gang in there who is on video kicking the shit out of some management guy? And like I said earlier, these people are poor immigrants. They're not going to go on the news and be like, "Oh yeah, the gang that's extorting me, they're absolutely extorting me." They're like, "No, there's nothing to see here. Continue on. I just want to be left alone." That's what it is. So you have that. And then apparently in Ohio or some fucking place, you got a bunch of Haitians, which I'll say it, eating people's cats and dogs. Which I also 100% believe. That is that is a third world shithole country. Of course, if you bring them here, they're going to eat cats and dogs and seagulls and all that crap. This is a different fucking culture, okay? It is like the Middle East. They have a different goddamn culture. They chop hands off for stealing. They hate women and they make them dress up in a bed sheet. They don't let them. It's a different culture. If you import them here, like they're doing in Europe, they're going to turn Europe into their Muslim shithole. So when you import them, the Haitians, to Ohio, they're going to turn Ohio into their Haitian shithole. You've got to make these people assimilate. It's one thing to be a melting pot. It's another thing to bring these crazy sons of bitches in here and be like, "Well, just keep doing what you're doing." You want to dress chicks in bed sheets and chop people's fucking hands off and try and kill anyone that you don't agree with. Go ahead. That's insane to me. Haiti is a shithole country. It's because it has nothing to do with us. It's all the corruption, and we may have backed it. I don't give a fuck what happened. But it's a shithole country with a culture of wackadoodles. They're eating people's cats and dogs, okay? And two things are true, or one, crazy culture who eats domestic pets, or the economy is so fucking shitty that they can't afford actual food, so they're eating your cat. Both are on the Democrats. Come on. And that leads us to the end of this podcast, I think. Yeah, that's probably the last topic. I don't know, unless we got something else. Yeah, all those stuffy nose. All right, the debate. I couldn't watch all of it, man. I really couldn't. It just, South Park was right. We literally have a giant douche and a turd sandwich. And don't get me wrong, I'm Trump. I'm Team Trump for this election, okay? Because Team fucking wacko is not good. Neither is Team Trump, but whatever. The debate was a mess. She's a complete fucking retarded person, and there's no goddamn way that anyone could vote for her. Unless you're also a retarded person, which, you know, we've been over this. Democrats are retarded. And he did not do great. She put out bait and he took it. And also, I don't know who coached him or anything like that, but they're fucking idiots too. Okay. I mean, this was just an unmitigated disaster on both sides. It was just worse for her. And then I turned it off. So I don't know, maybe it got better or worse. I don't give a shit. But the parts that I did see, ABC, it was 3-on-1. 100%. The two fucking moderators were in her corner the entire time, fact checking Trump in real time, and not her, and not even fact checking, just downright fucking lies. Okay? Unbelievable. And I know if you're a Democrat, this podcast is not for you because you're like, you're wrong, Dutch. It's like, no, I'm not. You're just a fucking idiot. Okay? Trump isn't perfect, but Kamala is way worse. That's it. That is literally the situation we're in right now. Man, just super fucking bad. Okay, couple keynote things though. Not only, you know, the moderators are like live checking or live fact checking Trump and not her, which they were even wrong. People are like, hey man, you know, because there was something about abortion that the guy, you know, Trump's like, hey, some states, you know, you can have abortion after birth. And they're like, no, you can't. Yes, you can. Okay, Colorado's one of them. Shut the fuck up. There are no goddamn term limits. You're a fucking idiot. There are states that do that. Okay? If a baby survives an abortion and is born, we'll still kill it. Okay? That is a fact, an unmitigated fact. Also, abortion is murdering a baby. That's 100% what it is. What we're debating is whether or not you should be able to do it. Okay? So you want to be a baby murderer or not? That's clear and away. In the case of rape and incest, we're not even going to get into that. But Trump has come out and said, hey, man, in the case of rape and incest, we have different rules. Fine. You guys can do all that. Also, not fucking important. Abortion is not important to me at all. And I know it's important to women and blah, blah, blah. And you guys will whine and bitch about it. But how many of you have actually had needed abortions and all that? And how many of them were because of something that wasn't a poor decision on your part or his part? Doesn't matter. But yeah, this is a minor thing in the grand scheme of things. We got way bigger problems than you wanting to kill babies, okay? Get off of this crap. And I understand it's a sticking point because you guys are always like, oh, my body, my choice. Well, what about the vaccine? I mean, you're harming other people if you don't get the vaccine. No, because the vaccine was ineffective and a lie. Remember when Trump kept calling it the China virus? I'm going some of this. Okay, and everybody's like, yeah, China, China, China. You're all like, you're wacko right wing conspiracy theorists. Last night, Kamala said it came from China. She admitted it. They were talking about tariffs or some shit. And she was like, yeah, I mean, you're such friends with people who gave us COVID, China. So she admitted to it. All the conspiracy theories that you label us as wackos are coming true, or they are true, or they're coming to light now. Abortion, I don't fucking care about that much. I really don't. I think it is it's not a right. It's nowhere in the Constitution. The only right you have are the first 10. Those are the Bill of Rights. It says nothing about health care, nothing about abortion, nothing about any of that crap. They brought it up in the debate last night. And Trump was like, for 50 years, all he had to say was for 50 years, this was quasi on the books and you guys didn't codify it because it's a political football that you want to use every election cycle. That's why abortion and the border will never get fixed. I promise you that. Social Security will never get fixed. Do you know why? Because it's political football. It is something that one side has over the other. The Democrats will never fix abortion. They will never do anything about abortion because if they do, they can no longer use it as a campaign strategy. They can no longer say, well, the Republicans want to take away women's rights and blah, 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 and all this. Well, if you really cared about that, you would have codified Roe v. Wade a long time ago, but you didn't, because I'm not saying it's not a good idea, because you know that this is going to be a political football forever. We could fix the border in a second. This isn't crazy. It's not hard, but neither side's going to do it because it's a political football. Every side wants to use it as on their campaign. Republicans are like, oh, Democrats are letting all these people in. The Democrats are like, the Republicans hate immigration. That's not it. We don't like illegal immigration. And yes, the Democrats want all these people in to vote. That's why they oppose voter ID. Like, this is not a debatable thing. This is just logical. You need an ID to do fucking anything in this country. I needed to buy chew. I needed to buy nicotine and alcohol, but I don't need one to vote. It's fucking dumb. It's not racist, and actually, you're right. It probably is right. If you're too stupid to get an ID and that's preventing you to vote, you shouldn't vote. But everyone can get an ID, and everyone should have to show an ID to vote. Okay, you got to have an ID to drive and buy booze and buy cigarettes and buy chew. And you probably need an ID to get on an airplane, depending on where you're coming from. But, I mean, this is dumb. And even a Democrat, if you're a Democrat, you're like, you don't need an ID to vote. You're a fucking retard, okay? And you are the problem, just like the rest of your group. And if you're a Republican that doesn't think you should have an ID to vote, you're a fucking idiot too. This isn't that hard. Okay, so yeah, China virus, all that. Also, she wasn't primary, so her being there is just an ordination, which is dumb too. She has no policies at all. She's got like plans of constructed who fucking knows with her word salads. She's a drunk idiot. I'm a drunk idiot. I probably shouldn't be president. And Trump didn't take advantage of any of the stupid shit she said, except he fell for the bait she said, which was dumb. You know, like, the first or second question was like, are you better off 4 years ago? And none of them, she didn't answer a single question. Trump answered like 2. No, you weren't. Afghanistan was a fuck up. The inflation, the country, it's all a goddamn mess. You know, you guys are talking about 20 years ago, did we have a bunch of school shootings? 20 years ago, did we have a bunch of people trying to figure out whether they're a boy or a girl? Fuck no. This is a social experiment. on how much they can get away with. I'm pretty sure, or pretty soon, it's going to be even worse. Like, they have you questioning boy and girl. I mean, that's crazy. And if you can't see that that's crazy, you're a fucking retard. There are no transgender fucking tigers, man. This is not a thing. People are like, well, animals are different from humans. You're absolutely right, they are. Humans, I think the main difference is that humans have some concept of their own mortality. We know that eventually we're going to die. I don't think a dog, a cat, a chicken, a monkey, they have that concept. I do not think they know at some point their life is going to end and they should plan accordingly. We do. However, that does not mean that we have reached some plane of higher thinking that we also can start questioning biological fucking sex. Okay? It's XY, XX chromosomes. That's it. You can feel however the fuck you want. I don't give a shit. I honestly don't. You want to be a dude or a girl? You can feel any way you want. The main difference is I don't have to feel that same way. If you're a dude and you want to claim to be a woman, fine. Go nuts. I'm going to call you crazy and not acknowledge any of your nonsense, but you can do that. Go nuts. I don't care. You do you, but I'm also going to do me, and I'm going to think you're a crazy person and should probably be put in a fucking asylum. I mean, this is where we're at right now. We're arguing like definitive left and right. We all know that left and right, correct? That's not an arguable. We're arguing left and right now. One direction or the other. Like it doesn't fucking matter what you call it. It's still left or right. And it's just, I mean, like I said, Trump said something that we're all laughing at, but he was like, illegal aliens getting transgender surgery in prison. Whoever thought that fucking coherent thought would be uttered? That's what the Democrats are doing. That's insane. Absolutely batshit fucking crazy. Insane. And I know my side, it's not perfect. Trust me, I know. I see and I hear Trump. But think of a crazier stance that the Republicans have, okay? Like, find me one, honestly. That's crazier than debating biological sex or giving transgender surgery to illegal aliens in prison, which they're actually doing again, or Venezuelan gangs taking over, or fucking Haitians eating your goddamn cats and dogs, your domesticated cats and dogs. Think of something crazier than that the Republicans believe. Trump won the election? Okay, maybe that's probably pretty crazy. Not as crazy as fucking foreigners eating cats and dogs. Or the tranny shit. What else do we think that's kind of nuts? And honestly, I don't think that Trump saying the election was stolen is that crazy. I think it's crazy that he's still saying it because they've done enough job to cover it up or blah, blah, blah. It doesn't fucking matter. Move on. We're not going to go back 4 years and make you president. Shut up. Get on with it. Also, guys, the craziest fucking thing in the world. Democrats have been in charge for 12 of the last 16 years. That's all I got to say. Now, if you think things are going fine and smoothly and it's just a great time to be around, more power to you. You're a fucking idiot. If you think we got some big fucking problems, fine. I would, if you think Trump's 4 years screwed this up so badly that Sleepy Joe's 4 years couldn't fix it and they need another 4 years, fine. You're still an idiot, but because that would mean that Trump's presidency was more powerful than these idiots because he did a ton of damage in 4 years and these people haven't been able to fix it. I know. What happened was Obama started fucking up, then he really fucked it up. Trump kind of fixed it, and then these assholes really fucked it up because you're all idiots. That's absolutely 100% the goddamn timeline. You can't tell me a single thing that Biden and Harris have gotten fucking right. And I would love to entertain this idea. But this is getting to a point that, I mean, we are now no longer just like we kind of disagree on some things. It's a one side of the group is smashing their head against that wall, and the other side's smashing their head against this wall. Okay? There is no middle anymore. There's just some crazy fucking assholes on one side and some blind idiots on the other. Because honestly, tell me one thing, and again, you can't lie and you can't make stuff up. Because that's all politicians lie and all of them make things up, okay? But you can't tell me a singular thing that Biden and Harris did that is good for this country. Yeah, I'll give you that. So if you guys listen to this and comment, do it on the YouTube. Comment, tell me. Give me one single fucking thing. And you can't use Trump. You can't say, well, we undid Trump. Nope. One thing they actually did that is good and really happened. Because the borders of whatever. I'll give you guys that. One last thing, because I just saw it. The doc thing. Last week, I'm not sure I was super clear. So let me just do this now. If the dude inappropriately messaged the minor sexually, he can go fuck himself. And I still don't watch him or anything like that. But inappropriate can mean a lot of things. If he was sexting a 17-year-old, you're a fucking weirdo. Especially with a wife and kids. And I mean, there's no going back from that. That's something you can't be like, I'm sorry. Nope. I mean, you could be sorry. I'm super, great, but I don't fucking care. I can't think of what else would be inappropriate with a 17-year-old that would be non-sexual, but I could be wrong. I'm still on team fuck him. Because that's fucking weird, man. You got a wife and kids and you're messaging kids on Twitch? I've seen the kids on Twitch. Fuck. I don't have anybody who watches or follows this shit, but we had one kid and it was like, it didn't even get weird or anything. It was just like, man, you're a kid. We got to get out. I'm sorry. I mean, we can't talk to you. Like, we'll talk to you and stuff, but when you start saying weird stuff, not even sexual stuff, just weird shit, you're out. And they were out. I had no desire to talk to a child. Oh, thank you. I didn't mean that. I didn't mute either. I've been waiting to sneeze for like 30 minutes, and it finally came. That's what I meant by thank you. All right. Let's get out of here. Let's call it a night and go do some other stuff. Hey, man. Week 2 NFL. More college football. Who knows? It's been fun. I appreciate everyone who watches now, listens later, vice versa. Tell your friends about it. Tell your family about it. we'll do gambling more. This week was really, really bad and I'm pretty down on it. So I didn't want to get into it. But yeah, it is what it is. And, hey, send me the Brian Harris stuff that they've accomplished that isn't, fucking crazy, insane shit. And we'll go from there. Next week, couldn't even tell you what's going to fucking happen. But until next time, thanks for listening. Bye.